this day.
I'll come to your backyard, baby, for that, my man. I'm pound for pound the baddest man throwing down.
To this day.
I'm a true champion. I'm willing to go to his turf in Atlantic City. I'm going to step on it.
Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
I am the greatest.
Welcome back to the Boxing Objective News Roundup. The crazy thing about boxing is it just never stops giving, does it? We have been given some quite surprising information about one of the greatest to ever do it, Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has revealed that he had taken drugs. Now, he said that he was young, he was a bit naive, and he was unaware that what he was doing at the time was against the law. Now, I'm not going to judge Manny Pacquiao. What he's doing right now in running for president of his country, the Philippines, means that, yeah, people are going to be digging up dirt on you. This is what happens to people who run for any kind of position in politics. Your oppositions, they go and dig out all sorts of dirt. I don't know if this was revealed by somebody else or if it's just something Manny Pacquiao decided to tell his people, but he's gone with honesty. Now, upon hearing about this, I learned something new about the Philippines. I don't know how many of you may know this, but the punishment for taking drugs, being involved in drugs in the Philippines is death. What? A bit extreme. I think you would agree, but that's the sentence for it. Now, Manny Pacquiao is campaigning for this sentence to be abolished and for the people who are either involved in drugs in any way to be sentenced, sent to prison and rehabilitated. Now, that to me just sounds like the normal way to handle these people who experience this in society, because unfortunately people who do drugs is a part of every society, every community all over the world. And I'm guessing that at the time when Manny Pacquiao did it, he was probably not in the best of situations, because as we know, Manny Pacquiao's whole life story is a rags to riches story. Boxing literally saved his life. So we can't really judge Manny Pacquiao on what he did at that time, being young and naive like he said. But as a result of Manny Pacquiao's campaigning to be president, he currently sits in 4th place. So the likelihood of him becoming president of his country, the Philippines, this time around is looking quite unlikely. I guess the people of his country love Manny Pacquiao. He's their hero. He's put the Philippines on the map and they've loved him as a boxer. But as president of their country, maybe the common popular opinion is that they would prefer him not to be. I mean, look at Donald Trump. We didn't know as much about Donald Trump until he became president, and that's when we all really started to dislike him. Well, most of us. So in other news, Keith, one-time Thurman, says that he now is ready to fight Terence Crawford. I don't know about this one, Mr. Keith one-time Thurman. If I'm honest, you've been out of the ring so long, I don't know if you want to box or not. I don't understand what's going on with Keith one-time Thurman. I mean, at one point it looked as if maybe he could be the top guy in the welterweight division. You didn't know who it was going to be, but he didn't really want to fight Errol Spence, and he's been out of the ring since he fought Manny Pacquiao. And to be fair, I think a good fight for him, because they're both in similar situations where they're coming back. Neither of these guys would want to jump straight into a comeback fight against Terence Crawford. So why doesn't Keith Thurman then go and fight Errol Spence? Because Errol Spence was set to fight Manny Pacquiao in his final fight. Obviously was not able to fight as a result of a damaged retina, but prior to that fight he had been out of the ring for a lengthy period himself. He was still on the road back to return from that horrible car crash. I believe he fought Danny Garcia. These two guys have both been out of the ring for a considerably long time, so why don't they fight each other? Terence Crawford now is obviously not going to be short of opponents at all. He is going to be picking whoever the hell he wants. He's going to have to pick at a bunch. There's going to be a long queue of people waiting to fight him now, because it looks to me as if he is potentially the top man of the division. What's going to happen there? We might just get Thurman versus Spence before we get Spence versus Crawford, and I tip Spence to beat Thurman. Has anyone seen or heard from Anthony Joshua? If you got his number, give him a call and see if he's alright. He's been very quiet. We're still waiting to hear who he's going to be training with. I think Anthony Joshua is definitely in the gym, probably quietly working away, preparing for his rematch, but we don't know who's training it. Maybe he's just sticking with Rob McCracken, who knows. but maybe we'll hear something very soon. Tyson Fury, Big John Fury and Tommy Fury all sat down to have the press conference with Jake Paul via satellite link, and the media circus has begun. They're all chipping in to try and help promote this fight, and the way Tommy Fury is talking, listen bro, go in there, make sure you win this one, because if you lose, I suspect you'll never live it down in the eyes of the true boxing fans and in the eyes of your family, your fighting family, the family of fighting men. You gotta go out there and put him away. Forget anything else. Just make sure you go out there and get the win, because you were the first credible boxer that Jake Paul ever would have faced in his whole life. It will look bad on the sport. So best of luck. It looks as if DAZN is set to take over BT Sport. Frank Warren has suggested that it's not really going to change anything. They're still going to run as usual. So I guess it'll kind of be a thing where, you know, Golden Boys with DAZN, Matrons with DAZN, and then Finsbury Promotions will be with DAZN. Who knows? Maybe. This could be fantastic for BT Sports subscribers, so let's wait and see. But anyway people, that is me on this video. I'm going to be back again in a minute with another one. God bless. Peace.